Hello guys, in today's lesson I want to show you how to start up with PHP and Zend Framework 2, this exciting language, how to install the tools which you will need, and after that create your first skeleton application and start augmenting this application. So first things first, I always install for myself Notepad++, so make a search for Notepad++. Find it, download the version, hit download. Not gonna do that right now because I have done it already. Twice click on the icon, double click on the icon, install it, and you'll get Notepad++. Okay, I don't even count this as a step. So the next are 3 steps. First, I always install Git. This is source control management system or version control system, which I always use, even if it's not a software project. If I start writing or something, it's a good idea to use such thing. So make a search for Git, Git SCM, download for Windows. On this computer, I don't have anything else installed apart of the Notepad++. So I have this downloaded. Gonna show it to you. I just will install it. Click twice, hit next, accept the defaults. It's a pretty smart program. Installer is very smart. Okay, Git has been installed. Let me show you. I don't want to read that. You can read it, of course, if you like. So here we go. You run git bash. If you want to see where you are, you just type pwd. Let me show you that. So as a result of pwd command, it's a Unix command, you get your home directory. This sign actually shows you that you're at the home directory. Okay, now we're gonna generate our RSA keys, our RSA key pair. In order to do that, we type SSH keygen -t RSA. I'm gonna show you that. Okay. We'll need these RSA key pairs to communicate with GitHub or Bitbucket. I'm gonna show you communication with Bitbucket. With GitHub is the same. I will be asked 2-3 questions. See, enter file in which to save the key. The key will be saved under your home directory .ssh id RSA. Okay, I will accept that. I don't want a passphrase for my key, so I just will hit enter. Again, I'm gonna hit enter, and that's it. Let me show you the key pair has been created. Local disk, documents and settings, user, SSH. Here we go. Git just created the RSA key pair for me. We have to do one more thing. For Git, we have to add the path to git exe to the environment variable path. Okay, let's do that. Let's first find it. Git has been installed in program files, in Git, and the executable is in cmd folder. So let's copy this, go to settings, control panel, system, advanced, and hit environment variable. I'm gonna show this better. Advanced, environment variables, hit environment variable, choose path, hit edit, put semicolon and paste. This way C program files git cmd will be now a path, the programs which will need Git can find it. Hit OK, OK, OK. Next step is to install Apache, mysql, PHP, and in order to do that I'm using packages like projects like VAMP, XAMPP, Zend server. In this case I'm going to show you VAMP. So make a search for VAMP. EN if you like to have it in English. Okay, find where the download is. So I'm gonna install this version for me because I'm on 32 bits operating system. Hit download. Before doing that, of course, you have to read what is necessary to be done. First you have to download C++ 2010 Service Pack 1. So I'm gonna hit this one and download it. I'm not gonna do it right now because I have done it already. And after that I have to download the VAMP itself. Okay, I have done it already, just not to waste time. Let me show you. This is VAMP. First you run the Visual Studio and install it. I have done it already, and after that I'm gonna install VAMP server. Run, next, accept, next, VAMP. Firefox has been detected by VAMP. Yes, I want to use it. I just will accept this and finish. Okay, I have VAMP installed. This was step number 2. Let me show you how it works. Now we have to prepare a little bit things here on VAMP. Zend requires mod rewrite, so we open the Apache modules, rewrite module, and we should enable the rewrite module. I think I clicked on the wrong one. Here we go, rewrite module. I'm gonna show it to you again. VAMP just restarts, it turns out orange and after that green again. Let me show you that. You have to allow the rewrite module. That's it. Make sure again, because it was giving me this error. Yeah, rewrite module is enabled, and this is one sub-step. We have to allow also OpenSSL, security socket layer, for PHP, because Composer in the third step is going to require that. So we go to VAMP. Our PHP is in VAMP, bin PHP, and the version of the PHP. We find the file php.ini, open it with Notepad, search for SSL, and just allow this extension. In other words, we just have to uncomment it. Save, and that's it. We're done. Now we are ready to install Composer. Step number 3. Let's search for Composer. Get Composer is the site. Let me show you that. Getting started. Hit getting started. Scroll down and find Windows installation. Here it is, the Composer setup executable file. Download that. I have it downloaded already. So click Run, Next. It asks you to find the PHP executable. I know that mine is in vamp. That's why I installed vamp on this computer. So I'm gonna point to vamp bin PHP version PHP exe. Here we go. Hit next. Here we go. Add to system path variable. This is the path to a PHP executable, and this is where the Composer actually will be installed. In C documents and settings, all users application data Composer bin. Okay, that's it. Okay, I have to run a console or DOS prompt to check if the Composer works. Finish. So I have the three tools which I need: Git, Vamp, and Composer. Let me start a console, command prompt. Make sure the PHP works. PHP help. Let's type and see what happens. As you can see, you get the help, and Composer list will give you a list of the commands, available commands for Composer. Okay, so we are done. Okay, it's time now to use the Composer and build our skeleton application. We navigate to framework Zend, manual 2.2, English user guide, skeleton application, and we copy the code from the example, getting started, the skeleton application, and I'm gonna show you what to change. Paste it. I'm gonna show you the expression. We just need to run Composer, not PHP Composer. We have a bat file which is gonna do this for us, created by Composer installer. So we say only Composer create project repository URL. We have the URL to the skeleton application, and we have to add something, --, stability, and we say that the stability should be development. Otherwise, Composer is gonna refuse, because it looks only for stable versions by default. Hit enter. Okay, so you see what is going on here. After that, I will zoom in just to show you the command. Then loading. Okay, the Composer is asking me, do I want to remove the existing version control system, Git or SVN? Yes, I want that, because I'm starting my own project. I'm not gonna continue the skeleton application, so I want Git to be removed. I want to be a clean project. Yes, and that's it. We have a brand new Zend skeleton application. So let me show you the command which I executed. Pay attention on that. Composer create project repository URL on this line. Composer create project repository URL, packages Zend framework skeleton application, and the important thing was that I added stability development, and also up front here I don't have PHP Composer par. Also, after that, I have decided to remove the Git. Okay, let's look at our new application, newly installed in our home directory. Documents and settings. Now, users, we have a Zend skeleton application. Here we go, skeleton application. Now we're going to remove it. We're going to rename it as we want. I'm going to call it, for example, TST. the next thing to do now is to see our application running using VAMP. In order to do that, we have to set up a virtual server, a virtual host. We go to VAMP folder, bin Apache conf, and here we have to make sure two things. We open the httpd conf, search for vhost, make sure in VAMP, that's only for VAMP, we have to uncomment this line 499. So we want the file conf extra httpd-vhosts.conf to be included, to be executed together with the central configuration file, which is httpd-conf. We save it. Now we go back to the same folder, we open the extra, and we have to find the file. Here it is, the path and the file. We open the vhost file now, and at the end we'll add something. Now we have two choices. One of them is to use a virtual host which is using ports. This is the method I will show you right now. This is the method I prefer. And another way is using subdomains. I'm going to show you both of the ways. Okay. If you go to the mind map, which you can find under the video, and open this branch, Zend framework easy, simple, fast, just scroll down, and in the branches, actually, you'll find here in the minimalistic approach, where I don't install specifically NetBeans or Eclipse PDT. I have everything explained here. Virtual hosts with ports. You open, you copy, and you paste this in your vhost file. So right now we are ordering Apache to listen on port 10118. That's fine. Now we have to enter the path to our project, and pay attention to that. You have to have quotation marks here, especially in Windows, where some of the paths contain spaces. Okay, let's go and find where the project was installed by Composer. That's in my home directory, documents and settings, user, tst, public. Notice also we have to go to public folder and publish public folder, not simply tst, because the entry point of our application is in public folder. Only this folder will be visible through Apache. Okay, that's it. Now all we have to do is just restart our servers. Restart all services. Let's go to localhost. And here we go. We have a Zend skeleton application running right now for less than 20 minutes. The last thing which I would recommend to do is just create a new repository on Bitbucket. I'm going to show it on Bitbucket or on GitHub. It's absolutely the same. It's not absolutely, but it's the same approach. And after that, push our newly created project to Git repo there in Bitbucket. I'm going to create a new repo here. If you don't have account on Bitbucket, go ahead and create one. I have a lot of repos here, so I'm going to create a new one. Create. I'm going to call it tst. This is my test repo. If you want to have an issue tracker and wiki, you have to check these boxes. create repository. Okay, the repository has been created and I'm starting from scratch. I don't have one existing repository because I decided that I will start from scratch, and I ordered to Composer to remove my Git information. So I will click here, start from scratch, make directory, change directory, git init, and after that I have to add the remote repository. Before doing that, let's make sure we can communicate with Git using our RSA key pairs. So I'm gonna go to manage account, SSH keys. I'm gonna remove this one because I want to show you everything from scratch. Now let's find our RSA keys from first step, installing Git. They are in C documents and settings, user SSH. Open the public key, Control A, Control C, add key, paste it, and I'm gonna call it TST key because this is my test machine. Add key. Let's make sure now I can communicate with the server. So open a git bash, which we have open from first step anyway, and now you can test the communication. Type SSH git add bitbucket.org. When you start from first time, it's gonna warn you that are you sure you want to continue connection? Yes, I want. Say yes here, and that's it. The communication has been established successfully. This is my username for Bitbucket, as you can see. Every next time when you do that, it's not gonna ask you anymore to answer with yes or no. So everything works. Now it's time to follow the instructions and push our newly created project to Bitbucket. I'm starting from scratch, so I don't have to create a directory. I already have created that. Composer actually did for me. I just will change to this folder, change directory tst pvd to see where I am. I'm in test. So now I'm just gonna initialize the repository here, git init. Okay, has been done. Here it is, initialize empty git repository. Now I'm gonna add as a remote my remote repository, which is on Bitbucket. Git remote add origin SSH. Notice that the communication will be security shell SSH git bitbucket.org. Okay, now I'm gonna show it closer. I will zoom in. So I just copy the address from Bitbucket, which is showing me the URL ssh bitbucket org wingman 007 test git. Okay, hit enter. Okay, the remote repository has been added. I'll follow the steps. I'm not gonna create readme file because I have created one. Git add readme, git commit, first commit, blah blah. So we just will do, we have everything created, so we just will do git status. You'll see how many folders and files do we have here. because this is a newly created project with a lot of folders and files. So we'll do git add. We're adding everything. Git status again. Let me show you closer what I did. Git add. Now I'm gonna do git commit. This is our mantra. Git add dot git commit minus m first commit. Ready. Git status. Nothing. Now I'm gonna push following the instructions here. Git push minus u origin master. Okay, using the SSH protocol, actually all my project is pushed now to Bitbucket. Okay, let's make sure that. Invite your friends if you like, of course. Send invitations. I'm not gonna send invitations to anybody right now to join the project, but you can do that. If you hit the set invitation, all you have to do is just type their email addresses, give them the permissions, and after that, for example, some test, come at here, you decide what kind of rights you're gonna grant them, and after that you can share the project. Right now I'm gonna cancel that and get to work. You just have to refresh to see that your new project is there. Source. Here we go. Here we go. That's it, folks. The next thing which I want to show you is just how can you use actually Apache with subdomains, not only with ports. This is one optional step. I just want to show you another way to do a virtual host. Okay. Right now we have our skeleton application up and running. Let me refresh and let me show you that using ports. So let's do the same thing, but using this time subdomain, another approach. So we have to go again to HTTP vhosts, comment everything here. I'm gonna comment it right now just to have it. Okay, I have commented everything. Right now there is no virtual host anymore here, but I'm gonna create one different way now. I will go again to mind map, vhost subdomain, I call it this way, or you can copy this same code here from the Getting Started Zend framework. Vhosts. Okay, this is another way to do it. Just copy and pay attention on something. Now I'm gonna call this TST. This is how I'm call it, tst.localhost. When I type this, I want to get to the project. Notice that the path should be enclosed in quotation marks. Document root, development directory. Again, pay attention on that. Directory, allow, overwrite, order, allow from. We have to do here one more thing. We have to find our hosts file and add one snippet called snippet there. So we go to Windows, System 32 in my case. Oops. Driver, etc., etc. So I'm going to show you the path. Here we go. We have to open hosts file and add at the end 127.0.0.1 and paste this expression here, this code. Okay, so when I type tst.localhost, I want to get to my virtual host and to my project. Of course, this could be anything. You can type, for example, only tst or tst.com or tst.org, whatever. The computer first searches this file when you try to access a domain name, and if it's found, it just displays whatever is there. It goes to the IP address. Otherwise, it starts communicating with DNS servers. So now let's restart again all services and make sure it works. Okay, so right now this is going to give me error because we are not listening anymore. Apache is not listening anymore on port 118. Okay, but we know how to fix that. Type http tst localhost in order to get to our project. Here we go. That's it, folks. Thank you for your attention. Hopefully this will help you to get started with Zend Framework 2. Thank you for your attention.